Welcome back, and today what we're going to be talking about is we are going to be talking about the banner that is coming out on Friday. I'm probably going to have this post like 6 a.m. hopefully, and we are going to talk about so she is interesting. She looks like she's related to Trusk. The blue, the hair, the horns. But yeah, she's definitely an interesting looking character, and she is Northern Cultist. I believe this is the first Northern Cultist we have. Yeah, I think she might be the only one. Yeah, I think she's the only Northern Cultist. So, unique faction, faction combo. She is a tank, and she is apparently in the runnings to be one of the top tanks in the game. Now, is that necessary in the state of the game that we're currently in? No, it is not. But it doesn't make her bad or somebody you shouldn't pull for. There are a couple reasons that you should pull for her. One is it's going to be a part of the event going on this weekend, and the event will have the clover points or whatever they're called, and those clover points, let's see, spiritual altar. So these clover points, there'll be clover points in here to get, and those clover points, it seems like, will be used to buy stuff in the clover shop, and we already know that there's going to be a unpolished soulstone within it. New skins, blah blah blah, event shop, and then we have an unpolished soulstone here. So how we get that, we don't know yet, but it is definitely a good idea to get as many clover points as possible, considering it's a part of that event. So let's look at her kit a little bit. First of all, she has a 2-tile range, so if you wanted to put her behind another tank, you could do that. All of her damage scales off of HP, and she reduces damage taken by 10%. She gains 1 stack of resentment for every 2 instances of damage taken, has a 100% chance of gaining 1 stack of resentment when an allied summon dies. When deployed, immediately gains 3 stacks of resentment. Now what these do is each stack reduces damage taken by 3%, and when the state is removed, each stack restores 10% HP, stacks up to 5 times. So this means she can pretty much recover 50% HP, and she can have a 15% damage reduction while she has this on. When they disappear, that's when they heal the 50%. So those are 2 ways to get them. Now, these don't have a time limit, it doesn't seem, so let's see how to remove them. It is not her basic attack. Her basic attack deals AoE damage to 5 targets, and it looks like it's probably solid damage, which is good. 2 tiles in front of her. Her ultimate range is Beelzebub's range, it seems, and it pulls up to 6 of the farthest enemy targets in range towards her, and then consumes all the hero's stacks of resentment to deal 450% AoE damage to up to 10 enemies in range. For each stack of resentment consumed, the final damage it'll increase the final damage by 10%. So if you absorbed 5 stacks, this will go up to 500% damage. Within 10 seconds after casting this skill, increases the hero's block by 3. That is huge. 10 seconds for a total of probably 7 block if you have a Baron ring, or yeah, whatever the artifact is that gives an extra block. That's huge. And this also apparently does good bit of damage. Fastidious has already done some damage testing with her, and she does some really good damage. Spirit Shield, her passive, when taking direct damage, has a 20% chance to gain a shield equal to 8% of her max HP for 5 seconds. When resentment stack reaches full stacks, the next basic attack will consume 1 stack of resentment and deals 160% damage instead. Okay, so the AoE damage instead. So that's another way to get rid of her resentment. This will pretty much guarantee every so often she is healing herself by 10%, and she'll periodically just gain a big shield, 10% shield when fully skilled up. I mean, 10% HP shield when she's scaling off of HP is pretty solid. When taking fatal damage, consumes 3 stacks of resentment and enters unyielding. Okay, no time limit on that. Lasting for 4 seconds, and she can trigger it once every 80 seconds at base, and it goes up to 6 seconds of unyielding, and it can be triggered every 60 seconds. That's huge. She's got pretty much continuous refreshing unyielding. She's the first tank in the game that I know of that does this, and that is huge. Max level, she's at 24k HP. Attack doesn't matter. Defense 3700. Magic resistance 921. I think that's actually a bit high, which is good because we have no real way of beefing that up. Cost of 19. That's not too bad of a cost. Deployment time of 60 seconds minus 5 seconds because of the cultist thing. That shouldn't be too important, but it could be if you need to get a tank back out there and whatnot. Her attack interval is 2.4 seconds. Okay, and a base block of 3. So that means she'll go up to 6 with her ult for 10 seconds, and then up to 7 with the artifact. Her awakenings, A1, Call of the Reaper. When Call of the Reaper is cast, applies a spirit shield to other allies in range for 5 seconds, within 2 tiles range. That's a large range. That's like Dao Chan's range. No, it's 1 short of Dao Chan's A1 phase or range. So let's see. Spirit Shield. Spirit Shield. And that is a 10% at full skill of her HP for other allies. That could be very big. I mean, this in something like Guild Boss 2 where you need a tank, this could be pretty big. I know that's not the place that most people think of using her, but she can put out some damage, and she's going to be tanking for you, and she's going to be playing a little bit of support. That's pretty big. A2 cost minus 3, putting her down to a 16 cost. That is giant. And then A3 during Call of the Reaper, I believe that is her ultimate. Yes. During Call of the Reaper, only takes 80% of incoming damage. After Call of the Reaper, loses HP equal to evenly shared remaining damage 1 time per second over 10 seconds. That's pretty big. That just makes her even that much more tankier. A4 plus HP. Good for her. She scales off of HP and she wants it. A5. Each enemy killed increases the enemy's max HP by 2%, stacking up to 10 times. So, if she kills 10 enemies, she would get 20% extra health. I believe this is post-deployment, so this could be huge. All in all, she is a very good unit. However, she doesn't really fit anywhere right now. She could go in Gear Raid 1, sure, but a lot of people have probably already beat 121, like me. She could definitely be used there, and she could be very useful there. So if you need it, this could be a place to use her. She could tank very well in Gear Raid 2. She could tank very well in Gear Dungeon 1 and Gear Dungeon 2, to be completely honest. Now, she does do magic damage, I believe, so she's not going to be effective damage-wise in Gear Dungeon. Yeah, she does magic damage, so she's not going to be super effective in Gear Dungeon 2, but she'll be able to tank all the same. The faction trials, she's going to be huge in the faction trials for cultists at the very least, but Northerners, she could be useful there. Artifact material rate, this is another huge spot. 22 and 21, she could tank for both of those pretty solidly. She may not be a damage dealer in 21, but 22, she could even do some damage. Mortal Codex, Conquer, she could definitely put some damage out in Conquer. The Tank Codex, for sure, because she's Northerner, so that's the meta faction for that. And she has a 7 block during her ult, which is the only real thing that's important for that Codex. Block them out. Let's see. Arbiter of Frost, no. Torrent, no. Styx, no. Waste, Titan, maybe. And then Phantasmal Nightmare, she could definitely be useful there. I'm sure Tide she'd be amazing for her. I imagine she probably builds HP pretty well. I've completed it, but I'm sure she could be good there. Both resource raids, she could probably be really good at there. Promotion raid, she could put some work in there. Void Rift is another place that she could be huge for. Titanic Ruins, I could see her getting some use there. Guild Boss 1, not at all. And then Void Rift Epilogue, eventually I'll just go ahead and get that done, but I'm sure she could be useful there. I don't really see her being in the arena, but I could see some people coming up with some sort of a strategy for that. Let's quickly talk about Sadie. Sadie is a healer in the Northern faction. She doesn't do a great deal of healing, if I remember right, but she does grant magic and physical damage reduction to allies within range. She does have a pretty small range. It's Dolores range. But she also does heal all allies within range. Her ultimate does decrease the amount of damage that everybody takes. So only take 50% of damage during her ult, and then after it ends, they'll lose the HP over the 8 seconds. This would increase to 12 seconds and 60% damage reduction, or only 40% of the damage taken. So she can be used there. That's pretty big. Passive, after her ultimate ends, randomly grants one ally the following buffs. One of the following buffs, so very RNG. Restores HP equal to 8% every 1.5 seconds, or increases 20% of their max HP. Yeah, sure. That could be interesting. Does that increase their base HP? I gotta do some testing with her now. I never really read through her kit fully. I'm not gonna lie. And then passive number 2 periodically resists incoming damage 1 time. Cooldown is reduced by 1 second every time she takes damage. Okay, so this happens every 40 seconds when skilled up, and every hit would reduce it by another second. She's kind of fallen out of the meta, not gonna lie, but she's not bad. She's just also not good. A1 makes it so that she applies both of these. Yeah. A2, she gets HP. A3, she, when taking damage, increases rage regen by 50% for 3 seconds. I guess that's every time she takes damage, it increases by 3 seconds. I don't know. She gets another HP boost. That's another interesting thing with her. She goes up a total of 2400 HP with her awakenings. And then during the effect of Song of Courage, increases healing multiplier by 100%, which just makes her better healer. This is going to be her skin for this event. Looks good. She's definitely not who you're pulling for on this, though. I will say that much. Avalyn, Azoth, and Idril. Idril, if you don't have her maxed out, or if you're new, she is definitely one to pull for as an epic. And then Avalyn, I believe she is a fusion champion for Micah, which if you don't have, would be good to get. So should you pull this weekend? That's kind of a tricky question. Yes and no. I will be pulling probably one legendary. I'm not too high on diamonds. I'll probably be pulling one legendary. Hopefully it's her, and I can do some testing with her. If it's not, it happens. I'll get her eventually, and when I do get her, I'll do some testing with her. But if you are gonna pull, let me know, and let me know what you're most looking forward to for her. This, like I said, this video should come out Friday morning, and then tomorrow, so Saturday, I believe, I will be trying to get a video out on as far as I can get on Esoterrace. I have not tried it yet, so I don't know how difficult it is. I will push as far as I can, and we'll see from there. Yeah, so we'll also talk on... I'll probably put out another video tomorrow, on Friday, about this banner, because this banner is also very good. But also, I'm not sure if you should pull for this or not. Malvira, there's no real wrong answer. There's no point not to pull for her. We are looking at event, or probably later this month, or end of next, or beginning of next month, we'll probably get another limited time banner, whether it's a new limited time hero or just an old limited time hero returning. Either way, you should always want to try and have 200 summons saved up for that, because they're just guaranteed. We did see something within the dev notes or something like that, the dev response. They did say something about March and April on events like that. So, like I said, if you are pulling for her, let me know why and what you plan on using her for, or if it's just to fill out the index. And thanks for watching. If you made it this far, I appreciate it. If you like my content and want me to do more, definitely subscribe and comment. Let me know, and like the video and all that good stuff. And I will see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye.